What's up, Marvel fans? Welcome back to the channel. This also applies to my Spider-Man fans because I just got finished watching Spider-Noir on Amazon. Took a while. I spent a lot of time with the fam, but 9 out of 10, Nicolas Cage. You just got to say Nicolas Cage and it's a hit, right? Pretty much. But the production, all the actors, the direction, all top notch. It's just a really good series. It caught me off guard. Don't really watch Amazon Prime much, but go watch Spider-Noir. Really good show, especially if you're into Marvel and you're into Spider-Man. Now let's get to the spoiler section. Wow. So I did a review on the first 2 episodes, and it's been a gap. I'm trying to enjoy the summer with the family. My mom came to visit. So I was like, okay, when am I going to watch this show? So funny enough, my mom enjoyed watching the show with us. I threw it on one day. Me and the wife was, on the couch. My mom was in the living room with us, and like, why don't we just put on Spider-Man and see what happens, right? And my mom really took to it. My daughter loves it. She's about to be 17 months. Loves the show, like the theme song, everything. She just gets mesmerized when the show comes on television. But I loved it. This series is a 9 out of 10. I don't think there was an episode where I look back and say that was a bad episode. I really enjoyed the villains, and you could tell it's a one-off series, right? So because it's a one-off, I don't mind them, killing off or getting rid of some of the villains, right? People aren't fans that, Marvel has that criticism of always killing off the villains, especially good ones. Silvermane is gone, Electro seems gone, but this is a one-off series, right? This is an Amazon series. We don't know how long it's going to run. And Spider-Man's rogue gallery is so massive. Like, you could just keep just churning out, villains for Spider-Noir to fight. So, with that being said, I really just, it just caught me off guard. Nicolas Cage just nails it. He's such a good actor. And I know some people might not feel the same way, but, I grew up on Nicolas Cage. I'm 40 years old. From Snake Eyes to, what was that? Leaving Las Vegas. I mean, he's just done so much that I'm just a huge fan. All right, I think I'm going to just continue to be a fan of Nicolas Cage. But yeah, even the woman that plays his secretary, his friend at the paper, like all of these characters were just, Silvermane actor, which I remember from Gangs of New York, and particularly, like, they just all knocked it out of the park. Wasn't a big fan as the series continued of the actress who played Cat Hardy, Felicia Hardy. Yeah, just I wasn't really feeling her. Towards the end, she kind of felt like she wasn't needed as much later on in the series as she was early on in the series. She was there was a love triangle that I felt like that part was handled poorly. That's where I ding it. It could have been a 10 out of 10, but the love triangle and her character is kind of what ruined the show for me. Well, besides that, everything else worked. The action worked. I don't know how Amazon managed to keep the budget down. I don't know what they did, but whatever they did, it worked, right? Like the CGI effects looked good. It looked polished. Like nothing was ever like, oh my God, this is horrible. Especially Electro. He really looked cool. His powers looked cool. Yeah, Sandman looked cool. They didn't overdo it, so you could tell they saved the budget because they didn't overdo it, and they just used it when they needed it, and that's what I'm assuming was the plan. But it worked. The soundtrack worked. I'm just gonna stop rambling. I mean, I don't know what else to really say. This show caught me off guard. I gotta really look up to see what they're gonna do for season 2, if they're gonna do a season 2. I think I saw rumors that they were gonna do a season 2, but I don't want, things get said. It doesn't mean it's 100% true. Unfortunately, especially in this climate, things get canceled all the time, right? We see entire movies get made and then not be put out and be canceled. Sorry about the hair day. Yeah, I was doing some yard work, so it is what it is. But tell me what you guys think of this series. Were you impressed? Are you looking forward to a season 2 of Spider-Noir? Like, I really want to know what everyone thinks about it because I know it was being streamed around the world. Like it was one of the top stream shows. I really want to know what do people really think of it. Is it better than what Marvel's doing on Disney Plus with their Marvel shows? I don't think so. I think Marvel has turned the page uh, on Disney Plus, and maybe Marvel's just maybe they have a hand in all of this stuff, and they're just like, hey, let's just give high quality stuff. The one thing I can say about Nicolas Cage, you know, he's going to try to deliver. He's always been a superhero comic book fan. You know, he was supposed to do Superman years ago. I enjoyed at least the first Ghost Rider movie. Um, but yeah, he's always been an enthusiast, and he's always delivered when it comes to these superhero movies or superhero content, I should say. So I'm not surprised by that. I was surprised by the actors picked. They don't seem like the type of people that you would normally expect to have chemistry, but they all did. It just worked. I wish we would have got a little bit more of Tombstone's character. You know, they sent him away early. Maybe they have plans for him later on in another season, if they do another season. But I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to see more Tombstone. The Electro character was cool, but he also had the tendency to be a little annoying. But I think they did that on purpose, right? I think they did that. I think they really wanted him to be built up as the guy you don't like. 'Cause I guess you could call this like a mini Sinister Six. All the other characters, all the other villains, Sandman, Tombstone, you didn't dislike them. You know, you actually felt for them. You wanted them to somehow win, and they do, right? He cures both of them by the end because in this story, their mutation is killing them, right? He's the only one whose mutation is not killing them. I'm talking about Spider-Noir. They all got their powers from France when he was in France, and you know, was fighting in the World War, and they all contracted this mutagen. We see that Spider-Noir got actually bit by a man spider, you know. So apparently the Germans were experimenting, like always, right? They were experimenting on humans, and his DNA for some reason took to the spider bite, to the bite. Whereas the other ones, every time they use their powers, it killed them slowly. So that was an interesting dynamic. And so you wanted them to be cured, right? You wanted them to live because they were good characters. The only one that you didn't care for was Electro, and I think they did it. Like I said, I think they did that intentionally. He was the most annoying. He was the most ruthless between him and Silverman. So you wanted him to lose, right? And he wanted to lose, right? He didn't even care. He turned on Sandman at the end, right? He was in it for himself, and you can't blame him, right? Here's a guy that he has these powers. He knows he's dying, and he's like, why don't I just do the most with it and try to benefit the most from it? And you can't really blame someone for having that mindset. So I thought that was really a cool twist. You know? So kudos to the creatives, to the actors, to the production team, to the direction team, everyone, to the studio, Amazon Studios, you guys, and Sony. You know, hey, get a bad rep, but praise must be given in regards to this content. 9 out of 10. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Tell me if you want to hear more from me by hitting the like button. At least I know you liked the video. But if you truly want to hear more from me, you're going to subscribe, you're going to hit the notification bell, and that way you can always be alerted to when I put out a new video. With that being said, I got to go out and watch Masters of the Universe. I got to go watch Supergirl. I am busy. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you all. Take care. Peace.